What if I told you that the rice sitting on your plate right now could be quietly affecting your weight, your blood sugar, and even your daily energy levels? White rice or brown rice? Which one is truly healthier, and is one secretly harming your health? Today, we're going to uncover the real science behind this everyday food. Rice is a staple for billions of people around the world. In many homes, especially across South Asia, a meal feels incomplete without it. But in recent years, white rice has been blamed for weight gain and diabetes, while brown rice has been labeled the super healthy option. The question is it really that simple? Let's start by understanding the basic difference. Both white rice and brown rice come from the same grain. The difference lies in processing. Brown rice is a whole grain. It contains 3 parts: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. The bran is the outer fiber-rich layer. The germ contains healthy fats, vitamins, and antioxidants. The endosperm is mostly carbohydrates. White rice, on the other hand, is milled and polished. During this process, the bran and germ are removed, leaving mainly the starchy endosperm. This gives white rice its soft texture and longer shelf life, but it also removes some fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Now here's where the debate begins. Because brown rice contains fiber, it digests more slowly. This means it causes a slower rise in blood sugar compared to white rice. This is measured using something called the glycemic index. White rice generally has a higher glycemic index, meaning it raises blood sugar more quickly. Brown rice has a lower glycemic index because the fiber slows down digestion. For someone with diabetes or insulin resistance, this difference can matter. Slower blood sugar spikes mean less stress on insulin levels. Over time, this can help improve blood sugar control. But does that mean white rice is bad? Not necessarily. Context matters, portion size matters, overall diet matters. White rice is easier to digest. For athletes or people who need quick energy, white rice can actually be beneficial. It provides fast-absorbing carbohydrates that replenish glycogen stores quickly. That's one reason many athletes prefer white rice around workouts. Also, in people with sensitive digestion, brown rice can sometimes cause bloating or discomfort because of its higher fiber content. White rice is often recommended during digestive issues because it is gentle on the stomach. Now, let's talk about weight loss, the biggest concern for many people. Many assume brown rice automatically leads to weight loss, but weight loss is primarily about calorie balance. Both white and brown rice contain similar calories per serving. The key difference is satiety, the feeling of fullness. Because brown rice contains fiber, it may help you feel full longer. This can reduce overall calorie intake throughout the day. But if someone eats large portions of brown rice, weight gain can still happen. The type of rice alone does not decide your weight. Your total diet and lifestyle do. Now, let's talk about diabetes more deeply. Studies suggest that regularly consuming large amounts of refined grains, including white rice, may increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, especially when combined with a sedentary lifestyle and high-sugar diets. However, moderate portions of white rice, eaten with vegetables, protein, and healthy fats, have a much smaller impact on blood sugar. Pairing rice with protein like lentils, chicken, or yogurt slows down glucose absorption. Adding fiber-rich vegetables also reduces blood sugar spikes. So instead of blaming rice alone, we should look at the entire meal composition. Another important factor people rarely consider is arsenic content. Rice plants naturally absorb arsenic from soil and water. Brown rice tends to contain slightly higher arsenic levels than white rice because arsenic accumulates in the outer bran layer. This doesn't mean brown rice is dangerous, but it does mean variety in grains is important. Rotating between rice, quinoa, millets, and other grains can reduce long-term exposure. Energy levels are another interesting point. Have you ever noticed feeling sleepy after eating a large plate of white rice? That's because rapid blood sugar spikes can sometimes be followed by crashes, leading to fatigue. Brown rice, because of its slower digestion, may provide more stable energy over time. However, this effect depends heavily on portion size. A moderate serving of white rice with balanced nutrients may not cause that crash at all. So what's the real answer? Is brown rice healthier? In terms of fiber and micronutrients, yes, slightly. Is white rice harmful? Not when eaten in moderation and as part of a balanced diet. Health is not about labeling foods as good or bad. It's about patterns. In the next part, we'll go deeper into who should choose brown rice, who might benefit more from white rice, how cooking methods change blood sugar response, and simple practical tips you can use starting today. Now, let's go deeper and make this practical, because the real question is not which rice is good or bad, it's which rice is right for you. If someone has type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or insulin resistance, brown rice can be a smarter daily choice. The fiber slows digestion, reduces blood sugar spikes, and improves satiety. Over time, better blood sugar control means less stress on the pancreas and more stable energy levels throughout the day. But even here, portion control is everything. A large bowl of brown rice can still raise blood sugar significantly.
The key is balance. Half your plate vegetables, a quarter protein, and a quarter rice. This simple visual method works better than obsessing over food labels. Now, let's talk about people trying to lose weight. If your goal is fat loss, brown rice may help slightly because it keeps you full longer. When you feel full, you snack less. But the difference is not magical. If someone overeats brown rice thinking it's healthy, weight gain can still happen. Calories still count. In fact, some people lose weight successfully while eating white rice because they control portion sizes and stay active. So again, rice alone does not control your weight. Your habits do.
Now, here's something interesting. Athletes and physically active individuals often prefer white rice. Why? Because it digests quickly and replenishes muscle glycogen faster after workouts. After intense exercise, your body actually benefits from faster absorbing carbohydrates. In that situation, white rice can be an advantage, not a problem. For people with digestive sensitivity, bloating, IBS, or weak digestion, white rice is often easier to tolerate. Brown rice contains more fiber and anti-nutrients like phytic acid, which in some people can cause gas or discomfort. So if someone feels heavy or bloated after brown rice, it doesn't mean their body is unhealthy, it just means their digestive system may prefer lower fiber grains. Now, let's talk about cooking methods, something most people ignore. Did you know that how you cook rice can change its impact on blood sugar? When rice is cooked and then cooled, for example when you refrigerate it and reheat it later, some of the starch turns into something called resistant starch. Resistant starch behaves more like fiber. It slows digestion and lowers the glycemic response. So leftover rice that's been cooled may actually spike blood sugar less than freshly cooked hot rice. Also, rinsing rice thoroughly before cooking can remove some surface starch. Cooking rice with slightly more water and draining excess water may also reduce certain compounds, including some arsenic content. Speaking of arsenic again, this is why variety matters. Instead of eating rice 3 times a day every single day, rotate your grains. Add quinoa, barley, oats, millets, or whole wheat occasionally. Dietary diversity supports better nutrition overall. Now let's talk about micronutrients. Brown rice contains more magnesium, B vitamins, and antioxidants compared to white rice. Magnesium is especially important for blood sugar regulation, nerve function, and muscle health. Fiber supports gut bacteria, which influence immunity and even mental health. However, in many countries, white rice is enriched or fortified with certain vitamins like folic acid and iron, so depending on where you live, white rice may still provide some important nutrients. Another thing people don't realize is that enjoyment and sustainability matter in diet. If someone dislikes the taste and texture of brown rice and forces themselves to eat it, they may not stick to healthy habits long term. A sustainable diet is always better than a perfect diet you can't maintain. Now let's zoom out. Instead of asking, which rice is healthier, a better question is, how does rice fit into my overall lifestyle? If you sit all day, rarely exercise, and eat large portions of refined carbs, then reducing white rice and switching partly to brown rice may help improve metabolic health. If you're active, control portions, and eat balanced meals, moderate white rice is unlikely to harm you. In the next part, we'll break down simple, real-life scenarios, diabetes, weight loss, muscle building, family meals, and give you a clear, practical recommendation for each situation so you can confidently choose what works best for your body. Now let's make this completely practical and remove all confusion. Imagine 4 different people. First, someone with diabetes or prediabetes. Their main goal is stable blood sugar. For them, brown rice in controlled portions is generally the better daily option. Even better would be mixing brown rice with lentils or beans, because protein and fiber together reduce glucose spikes even more. They can also try mixing half white and half brown rice as a transition step. The focus should not only be the type of rice, but smaller portions, more vegetables, and daily walking after meals. Even a 10 to 15-minute walk after eating can significantly reduce blood sugar spikes. Second, someone trying to lose weight. Their real goal is calorie control and appetite management. Brown rice may help them feel full longer, which can reduce snacking. But if they prefer white rice, they can still lose weight by simply reducing portion size. For example, instead of filling half the plate with rice, reduce it to 1/4 and increase vegetables and protein. This small change can create a calorie deficit without eliminating rice completely. Third, someone building muscle or training intensely. Their body needs quick carbohydrates to recover and rebuild muscle glycogen. In this case, white rice after workouts can actually be beneficial. It digests faster and restores energy quickly. Pairing it with protein like eggs, chicken, yogurt, or lentils makes it even more effective for recovery.
Fourth, a family simply wanting to eat healthy long-term. For them, balance and variety are key. They can alternate between white rice and brown rice during the week. They can try mixing different grains. They can focus on cooking methods, cooling rice before reheating, rinsing it properly, and combining it with fiber-rich foods. Now let's address the emotional side of food. Rice is cultural, it is comfort, it is tradition, and health should never feel like punishment. Labeling white rice as bad creates unnecessary fear. The real issue is overconsumption and lack of movement, not rice itself. Many populations around the world have eaten white rice for generations without high obesity rates. What changed? Processed foods, sugary drinks, sedentary lifestyles, oversized portions. Rice alone did not cause modern health problems, lifestyle patterns did. So what's the bottom line? Brown rice has more fiber and more nutrients. It may offer slightly better blood sugar control and satiety. White rice is easier to digest, provides quick energy, and is not harmful when eaten in moderation within a balanced diet. The healthiest choice is the one that fits your health condition, your activity level, and your portion control. Instead of asking, should I completely stop white rice? Ask, how much am I eating? What am I eating it with? And how active am I? Health is rarely about extremes. It's about smart adjustments. You don't need to fear rice. You need to understand it. Now that we've explored nutrition science, blood sugar impact, weight loss, energy levels, arsenic concerns, cooking methods, and real-life scenarios, you have a complete picture. So after everything we've discussed, let's bring this to a clear and simple conclusion. White rice and brown rice are not enemies. They are two versions of the same grain, each with its own strengths and limitations. Brown rice offers more fiber, more micronutrients, and slightly better blood sugar stability. White rice is easier to digest, provides quick energy, and fits well into active lifestyles. The real problem was never just the rice. The real issue is portion size, lack of movement, highly processed foods, and unbalanced meals. When rice dominates the plate and vegetables and protein disappear, blood sugar spikes and weight gain become more likely. But when rice is part of a balanced meal, combined with fiber, protein, and healthy fats, its impact changes completely. If you have diabetes or insulin resistance, choosing brown rice more often and controlling portions can support better glucose control. If your goal is weight loss, reducing the quantity of rice, whether white or brown, will matter more than switching types. If you are physically active or training hard, white rice can be a useful tool for recovery and energy. Health is not about fear, it's about awareness. You don't need to eliminate white rice forever. You don't need to force yourself to eat brown rice if you dislike it. What you need is balance, variety, and smart choices that you can maintain for years, not weeks. Food should nourish you, not stress you. The most powerful change you can make today is simple. Adjust your portion, add more vegetables, include protein, and stay active. That small shift will do far more for your health than arguing about which rice is perfect. Because in the end, long-term habits matter more than one ingredient on your plate. If this helped you see rice in a clearer way, remember, informed choices create lasting health.